Today I'm going to take you behind the scenes here at Garden Crossings. Hi, I'm Heidi, and today we have one of our big planting days. We just got a shipment in of 16 racks of the Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs that we are going to be bumping up into our gallon size containers for possibly some of them will be ready for sale this fall. Otherwise, most of them are going to be ready for sale this spring. So let's go ahead and take a look behind the scenes at the whole process with planting up our shrubs. So the team has gotten pretty far today. You can see all of these empty wooden racks. There's just a few here yet that we need to go ahead and get inventoried and brought into our cleanup area. But basically 16 racks came in today full of all of the Proven Winners Color Choice shrubs, and we're just getting ready for next year. It's never too early to start planning for the next season. So when these plants come in, they come in with rice hulls on them, and the point of the rice hulls is to keep the weeds from growing when these are at the production facility. So we're going to knock all that rice hull off because all that really does for us here is make a mess. So we're going to get rid of all that. We're going to trim the plants if they need any trimming, if they've got any wiry or weird branching going on, and then we're going to go ahead and remove them from their plastic containers, so that way when they get to the planting area it's just easier for the planters to get these things into the new gallon containers. So this is just step one. Let's continue through the greenhouses and watch the rest of the team as they're all doing their part. The next step in the process is, like I was mentioning, getting all of the rice hulls removed off of the plants. So here you can see they're just shaking them off. We'll actually watch Lucy from start to finish. So she's trimming the plant, getting any weird branching trimmed off so the plants are a nice ball before they get planted. Knocks off all that rice hull because that's stuff that we don't need, because it would just get buried in the gallon pots anyways. And then, like I said, they're taking the quart size pots off and setting them back in their tray. That way when the planters go, they can just easily grab the plant, stick it in the dirt, and be on their way. So that's what this team here is doing, is they're just getting everything prepped and ready to head on over to the planting area. Lots and lots of hydrangeas in this room right now. Hydrangeas seem to be one of the most popular plants, and I think many of you would agree that you would love a good hydrangea in your garden. The next step in the process is the tag room. So these gals here are getting all the tags prepped and ready so that they can easily be applied to the gallon pots at the planting room. So basically all the plant tags, they come in these plastic bags. They have them all organized by variety so that they can easily grab them as they're needing them. They're going to go ahead and cut the little rubber bandy thing off of each tag because we don't use that. Some places do, but we like to use a green stick that we can snap onto the pot. Here's some examples of tags that they've already done. So they've got the tag put onto the plastic clip here, and then that will just snap onto the pot at the time of planting. Like I was mentioning, a lot of hydrangeas today. You can just see these buckets and buckets full of all of these hydrangea tags. Let's go ahead and take a look and watch how they do this. So they've got their pile there that they've removed all of the little rubber bandy things from. And then basically there's just a little hole that they click the plant tag hold. Oh, here we go, real close up. We're gonna watch that again because I didn't get that whole thing.
You did it.
All right, so there's the hole. They click it in, snaps. Very easy, but time consuming as well. So it's nice if we can have these all done ahead of time before we get out into that planting area. So how many of these do you fit in a pot, or doesn't it really matter? You're just, look, as you're 30 and 50 that you're kind of holding in each of these gallon containers. So basically whatever you can get in without having them spill everywhere. Yeah. So obviously the varieties we're working on, the hydrangeas, lots of pot tags are in the pots. Some of the varieties we don't do near as many. So, you know, there maybe only is 8 or 16 of a variety, and then you can see not as many in the pots. But these will all head out to the planting area. So let's go take a look out that way next. As we head out to the planting machine, we're seeing some of what they've done so far, and they literally just got started probably 15-20 minutes ago. So we'll get up here and we'll see some more that are done, but all these racks will be used today. There's some more progress. Some of the people working today have never done this before, so it's kind of a learning curve as to how this works and how to do it efficiently. but so far, so good. A lot of moving parts. So the two guys are keeping them supplied with carts and with plants, also bringing any full carts out to the greenhouse where later on they'll be set down. But let's go get closer up and check out the machine firsthand. See if I can get in there without getting in someone's way. So at this end, he's supplying dirt and also making sure both lines are fed with the plants that they need. Also supplying them with the gallon pots. These were all prepped earlier in the week. And by prepped, what we do is we make sure every pot has a unique barcode label to the variety that is being planted. Information also tells us the week it was planted. It's going to be in a cool greenhouse, the size of the pot, the variety, and then this is just an internal code for us here. So these are all prepped and ready, so they got to make sure that they're grabbing the right stickered pot for the right plants that are getting planted. So removing trays that are finished, supplying with new trays. So this here is a potting machine we got last year. It's from the Stilt Pro company, and this potting machine really has been a lifesaver as far as efficiencies when it comes to planting. In years past, it would take us upwards to a month to get all of the shrubs planted. Now we usually can get them planted within 7 to 10 days. So the efficiency of this machine is great, and also the team likes to use it because it just also makes the job easier. So how this potting machine works is there's two hoppers because we have two machines back to back. So the hoppers are dropping the soil into this spout where you can see the soil is coming out of. We do have control over how fast that soil is coming out, so we can speed it up or slow it down depending on the different plants that are being planted. Once the soil comes out, it gets dropped down into a hopper that then kind of recycles it back through. So no soil is being wasted. It's just recycling back through. So what they're doing when they're planting the shrubs is they put a light layer of soil in the bottom of the gallon pot, setting the plant kind of sideways in there, kind of back and forth, letting the soil fill in around the plant. She kind of pushes the plant in so it's nice and tight, and then sends it down the conveyor line, where then it gets the tags snapped onto the pot and put onto a shipping cart, where then it gets taken out into the greenhouse. So she's just verifying that the soil is packed in tight, clicking the tag in, and she has control over how fast this conveyor belt is going. So as long as she can keep up, she'll keep the belt going faster, but if it seems like it's going too fast for her, she can slow it down a little bit. But as long as she's getting the plants on the cart as fast as the planter's planting, it really doesn't matter how fast this belt is going. We want her to be going at a comfortable pace, but as long as she's keeping up, which she's doing a very good job. And this is actually only her second day on the job, so she's doing wonderful. Here's the other side of the line. Basically the same thing going on here. Different plant varieties are being run down each of the different lines. So again, she's filling her pots maybe a half to a third weight of soil, puts the plant in, kind of fills the soil in around it. Make sure the plant's in the center of the pot, facing straight up. And then they get sent down the line where they get tagged and placed on the shipping cart. So some of you might be kind of like freaking out a little bit right now because there's a lot of soil on top of the leaves and they look kind of a little bit maybe dirty. Don't worry about that. Once they get brought out to the greenhouse, they get watered in, and all that soil that's sitting on the leaves right now will get washed off and go into the pot. So even though they look a little dirty, not a big deal. It all works itself out in the end. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes tour here at Garden Crossings. If you have any questions or comments, we'd love to have you leave them below. I always think it's interesting, as well as responses that I get from you viewers. You just love to see all the behind the scenes things, to see what goes on, that's maybe some unexpected tasks or duties that are done in the greenhouse. Thanks for watching today. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.